Welcome back to the fifth part of our Exit Strategies seminar. And today we're going to be talking about maintenance phase, having a plan for being normal. Now, what we want to talk about today is a lot of times what we've discussed earlier is that many people go through roller coasters, yo-yos, ups and downs. And although we always want to get them back on track, the point that we try to make to people is it is difficult to get yourself in shape. If you're currently not in shape and your goal is to get in shape, or whatever your goal is to improve your performance or whatever it may be, it's difficult to get there. So with the difficulty that lies in getting in shape, why do you ever want to go through that again? You should only have to go through it really once. I mean, there'll be times when you slip a little bit where you get back and then you have to pull yourself back in, but it shouldn't be major. It should be minor adjustments here and there to get yourself back to that middle point that you really want to be. But if you're not in shape, if you're not performing well, and you need to get to that place that you want to be, it should happen one time. It should happen one time where you really have to readjust things, where you have to make major modifications in your lifestyle to get you to that point that you desire to be. And once you're there, then what we have to do is we have to have a maintenance plan, a maintenance phase that is consistent and long-term. Now, a couple things that I tell people is a lot of times we'll have clients, for instance, that they're trying to get results. They're trying to lose fat. They're trying to do this. And they'll get really, really bummed out when they just maintain. And, they'll just come back and say, yeah, life's been tough and I've just been doing this and I haven't got to the gym as much as I wanted, or I haven't, ate as well as I should. And then my question to them is, well, what's been the result? Have you at least maintained? And more often than not, they'll say, yeah, I've maintained, but I haven't lost anything. And I'll come back and say, that's great. It's great that you maintained, because what you just showed yourself is what you're going to have to do for the rest of your life. Because here's what normally happens. Tell me if you've seen this before. Someone has this goal or idea in their head that they want to get in great shape, get in good performance, whatever it may be. They're ultra motivated. They work really hard. 12, 16 weeks, whatever it may be, they get to the finish line. They get to that point. They reach their goal, and then it's like, okay, now what? Well, I don't know what to do. Or I reached my goal, I'm just going to back off a little bit. And then whatever happens, something happens, and then before you know it, 3-6 months down the road, they're back to where they normally is. And what happens is it's this roller coaster. It's this extreme. There is no balance, because it's either they're on or they're off. They're great or they're bad. There is no balance. So what we want to talk about during the maintenance phase is, yes, during the time when you're reaching goals, you have to be great. It's going to be difficult, and you're going to get there. But once you're there, let's already have a predetermined plan in place to allow you to maintain. Here's the great thing about maintenance. The great thing about maintenance is it's not tough. Getting in shape can be tough. Maintaining is not. You don't have to go to the gym as often. You don't have to eat as clean. And you can maintain. Those people that say, well, I backed off a little bit, I haven't been able to get to the gym as much, I haven't been able to eat as clean, what you end up finding out is they're still going to the gym. They're still eating better than they used to be, and that's causing their body to maintain. Now, we can get into the specifics, we can get into the core details if we want to get really analytical about this and say, okay, what causes calories in versus out to maintain? The point is that you never want to be, you're going to have to be one extreme to get yourself in shape, but you want to live a life that is in balance, a life that is maintaining. And the reason why I tell people it's so powerful for them just to maintain is because that's what you have to teach yourself the rest of your life. You have to be active enough. You have to eat well enough to be able to maintain this new shape or performance that you have. And, there is going to be times. There is going to be times where you may slip up a little bit. There may be times where you may gain a few pounds, gain 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever, go on vacation, gain up. But then you're going to have this little thing over here. Well, if I just clean it up for a few weeks or a month, I'm going to get right back to where I was. But you'll never have to go through again where you're going to have to go through long, extended periods of time to get yourself in shape. So we need to have a plan in place that's going to be specifically there for maintenance. So one of the big mistakes, I'm going to use a bodybuilding or physique example. A lot of times when people compete, what ends up happening is they are so focused, so driven, determined on their goals, they get there and they're so worn out, so just overwhelmed, just done with it, that they're like, that's it, I've been too restricted, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to blow it, and then they end up blowing up. Or people that have particular goals in mind, they are so worn out and mentally drained and physically drained that they're like, I'm taking a break. And that break, that little break of a week, can turn into 2 weeks, to 3 weeks, to getting them out of the rhythm, getting out of their habits, and before they know it, they're like, what happened? So we want to, before we even reach the finish line, hopefully a lot of you are watching this, you haven't reached your goals yet, and I want to tell you that a week to 2 weeks to a month before you even reach your goals, either yourself or get with your coach or other people in the gym, get a maintenance plan together. And then once you reach your goal, give yourself a day or two to enjoy, and then get immediately back into your maintenance plan. The one thing that I've even commented on a social media thing today is that supplements, exercise, whatever it may be, will never make up for poor nutrition. So your maintenance should come mainly from your nutrition. And let me give a quick point on that. Why? Let's say that you output 3,000 calories because you're just training hard. And let's say you back off in your training a little bit, you don't go to the gym, you burn 500 less calories per day, so you're outputting 2,500 calories per day. So you have that difference between 500 calories. How easy do you think it is to consume 500 calories if you're eating out? Or if we were to analyze it, if you're watching what you're eating and not even counting calories versus just eating whatever you feel like it, do you think that your calories are going to be higher when you're eating whatever you feel like it? You would be absolutely shocked to know that usually most people have double their output when they're not watching what they're doing versus actually monitoring what they're doing. So just in maintenance, I've seen people that have had to take time off from the gym, not being able to work out, not being able to exercise. They're busy, they're traveling, they're doing this and this and this. But if they're at least focusing on their nutrition, maybe not ideally, but if they're at least focusing on their nutrition, being as good as they can at least maintain. So I want to get that thought in your head. I want to give, the rationale on why we need to have a maintenance plan, why it needs to stay in your brain, why you need to stay focused on it, because you will become whatever you focus on. So if you're going to get yourself in shape and you're going to focus on that, you will get yourself in shape. But after that's done, if you're not going to continually focus on your nutrition and exercise, your body will get out of shape. Your body will always go towards homeostasis, what it's comfortable at. So if it's comfortable having fat, if it's comfortable not doing anything, if it's comfortable doing this, that's what it's going to gravitate to. So it's very important that when, it is a cliche, but it's true, that when you set this in your mind, that you're going to get yourself in shape, it is a lifestyle change. But a lifestyle change within balance. Once you get yourself in shape, it's easy. You don't have to train as much. You don't have to diet as hard. You just have to continually focus on what you're doing. And as long as you do that, as long as your focus is on your health, on your nutrition, on your training, on your fitness, on your performance, and you get yourself in shape and give yourself the grace to be a little bit lenient, but you're always focused on where you are and you're always keeping close to that middle line, you will never get out of shape again. Okay? So I hope that helps you. That is our 5th part. I look forward to you joining us again for our 6th part in our Exit Strategies seminar. Have yourself a great day.
When you feel that something's wrong,